This is not a lighter. It's a 2026 smartphone with a built-in electric igniter, a battery bigger than some power banks, and enough survival features to make airport security very nervous. And yes, that heating element is controlled by an app. In 2026, the line between gadget and weapon is officially collapsing. From a chef's knife that vibrates like a lightsaber, to a headset that reads your brainwaves, to a phone built to kill tracking at the root, these are 7 new gadgets so powerful they might get banned, and you need to see them before they disappear. At number 7 is the JAXTIN G9 Pro, because if cameras are getting smaller every year, your defense has to get smarter. This is a 4-in-1 anti-spy tool built to detect hidden cameras, GPS trackers, and listening bugs in hotel rooms, offices, rental cars, and Airbnbs. It scans RF signals from 1 MHz to 8 GHz, checks for magnetic trackers, uses infrared to catch hidden lenses, and packs an upgraded AI chip that can scan up to 3,000 times per second. That's not gimmick territory, that's pocket counter surveillance. You get 6 sensitivity levels, LED signal indicators, plus sound and vibration alerts so you can actually track down where the signal is coming from. And somehow it still weighs under 30 grams. It charges by USB-C in about an hour and runs for up to 72 hours. So this isn't just a toy for paranoid people. It's a real travel gadget for anyone who doesn't love the idea of being secretly watched in a place they paid to sleep in. Tiny, fast, easy to use, and honestly, once you own one, every hotel room starts feeling suspicious. Number 6 is the Uniden R8, and if you think your map app is enough to protect you from speed traps, you are playing a very expensive game. The R8 is Uniden's flagship radar detector, and it's built for one thing: seeing danger before danger sees you. It uses dual antennas for full 360-degree protection, which means it can detect threats from the front, the side, and behind you. And with directional arrows plus voice alerts, it doesn't just tell you there's radar nearby, it tells you exactly where it is. That alone is nasty, but then it gets worse. This thing is Spectra Elite undetectable, meaning it's built to hide from the tools designed to find radar detectors. So while it's spotting threats, it's also trying not to become one. And because most radar detectors turn into screaming idiots in busy cities, the R8 has GPS auto-mute memory. So if your daily route has the same false alerts from store doors or blind spot systems, it learns them and starts muting them automatically. You also get red light camera alerts, speed camera alerts, firmware updates, database updates, a big multicolor OLED screen, and app support through Uniden's R/TACH app. This isn't just a radar detector, it's an early warning system for people who enjoy driving a little too much. Number 5 feels illegal, because this headset doesn't just play sound, it reads your brain. This is the Neurable X HyperX concept headset from CES 2026, and it uses EEG sensors built directly into the ear pads to track your focus, stress, and cognitive load in real time while you play. Not sticky temple pads, not some giant lab headset, just what looks like a normal gaming headset, quietly monitoring your brain waves. And the way it works is wild. The sensors pick up the noise of your brain activity, then AI isolates the signals tied to focus, fatigue, and stress. Then it walks you through a priming exercise, usually breathing and a floating dot visualizer, to help lock you into a better performance state before the game even starts, so you're calmer, sharper, and faster. In testing, it cut reaction time by an average of 38 milliseconds and improved target accuracy by roughly 3%. That sounds tiny until you've played any competitive shooter in your life, because 38 milliseconds is often the difference between getting the kill and becoming content for somebody else's montage. It also shows live brain metrics through a HUD, including cognitive speed and mental fatigue, and it has anti-tilt tech designed to detect when you're getting stressed and help stop the emotional spiral before it wrecks your match. Right now, it's still just a concept, no release date, no final price, but if this becomes real, competitive gaming is going to have a very serious argument about whether brain optimization still counts as fair play. Number 4 is the phone big tech absolutely hates, the Punkt MC03. This is a privacy-first smartphone made in Europe built around one radical idea. Your phone should belong to you, not advertisers, not data brokers, not apps harvesting your life in the background. It runs AFI OS, a hardened operating system that strips out tracking, profiling, bloatware, hidden apps, and all the creepy background junk most phones quietly normalize. No silent spying, no built-in surveillance economy, no No agree and continue trapdoors everywhere you look. The MC03 splits your digital life into two separate environments. First, there's the Vault, a secure private space with trusted apps like Proton Mail, Proton Calendar, Proton Drive, Proton VPN, Proton Pass, and Threema. Then there's the Wild Web, where you can install broader apps if you want, but with visible safeguards and privacy controls designed to stop unauthorized data flows. It also has Ledger, which gives you app-by-app privacy control and even shows the energy impact of installed apps through a carbon reduction feature. So instead of apps silently feeding in the background, you actually get visibility into what they're doing. And the hardware is legit too. German-built, 120Hz OLED HDR display, removable 5,200 mAh battery, IP68 water and dust resistance, 64 megapixel camera. But the main thing here is the business model. Most phones are cheap because you are the product. This one flips that. You pay to keep your data instead of paying with it. That sounds extreme, until you realize how abnormal privacy has become. At number 3 is the Cyber Dolphin of Doom, the Flipper Zero with the 2026 Wi-Fi board. The Flipper Zero by itself is already one of the most controversial gadgets on the internet, because it's basically a handheld hardware multi-tool for talking to digital systems in the real world. It can interact with RFID systems, NFC tags, sub-1 GHz wireless devices, infrared electronics, iButtons, and raw hardware through GPIO. Garage remotes, boom barriers, old access control systems, TVs, AC units, IoT devices, debugging boards. It touches an absurd amount of stuff. It can read, save, emulate, and in some cases clone older credentials with weak or no authentication. It stores data on microSD, connects by USB and Bluetooth, and works fully on its own using its built-in buttons and display. So even on its own, it already feels like too much power in too small a body. Then you add the Wi-Fi board. That add-on is based on the ESP32-S2 and gives it 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi capabilities for packet sniffing, wireless testing, over-the-air updates, and debugging. And with third-party firmware like Marauder, it can also perform deauthentication attacks, which means kicking devices off a network. That's why people freak out about this thing, because it looks playful. It has a cute dolphin. It fits in your hand. But under that shell is a genuinely serious tool for hardware exploration and wireless testing. And tools this versatile always terrify people, because the difference between research and annoying everyone around you is usually just the person holding it. That's why it keeps getting stripped from major retailers. Not because it's fake, because it's very, very real. Number 2 is one of the most absurdly satisfying gadgets I've seen all year, the Seattle Ultrasonics C200. This is the world's first ultrasonic chef's knife designed for home cooks. And when it turns on, it barely gives itself away. You can't really hear it. You can't feel the vibration in the handle. You can't see the blade moving. But the second it hits food, you know something weird is happening. Press the orange button and the blade starts vibrating over 30,000 times per second. That ultrasonic motion makes it behave sharper than it physically is, which means it cuts with up to 50% less effort. It also helps food release more cleanly, especially soft or sticky stuff, so the whole experience feels smoother, cleaner, and slightly unfair. And this isn't some gimmick blade either. It's made from Japanese AUS-10 stainless steel, hardened to 60 HRC, with a 200mm blade and a 13-degree edge per side. So even when the ultrasonic mode is off, it's still a serious high-end chef's knife. It runs on a removable 1,100 mAh battery pack, charges by USB-C, and can also recharge wirelessly using a solid mahogany charging tile that looks insanely elegant on a counter. It's IP65 rated too, so you can hand wash it like a normal premium knife. This is what happens when somebody looks at a great chef's knife and says, "Cool, now make it feel illegal." It's sleek, quiet, bizarrely effective, and absolutely the kind of gadget that makes people ask to try it immediately. And finally, number 1, the king of the band list, the Oukitel WP63. This thing is ridiculous. Yes, the headline feature is real. It has a built-in electric heating element that works like a mini cigarette lighter, except it's controlled through an app on the phone. At demos, Oukitel was literally using it to light cigarettes. Officially, the idea is that you use it to start a campfire. So yes, this Android phone can make calls, charge your other devices, light up a campsite, and help you start a fire. And somehow that's still not the craziest part. The WP63 is huge, Thick, heavy, brutal. It looks and feels like emergency equipment more than a phone. It has reinforced corners, giant protective bumpers, IP69 and MIL-STD-810H durability ratings, and according to Oukitel, it can survive a 100-foot drop. Whether or not you want to test that yourself is another conversation, but even after simple real-world drops, this thing shrugs it off like it's bored. Then there's the battery, 20,000 milliamp hours. Not great battery life, not all-day battery. This is power bank with a screen territory. You could realistically take this off-grid for days and stop caring about outlets completely, and Oukitel knows that, which is why they built a USB-C cable directly into the phone so it can charge other devices on the spot. Earbuds, phones, tablets, even some laptops. And underneath all the survival tool insanity, it's still a full Android 16 smartphone with a 6.7-inch 120Hz display and a Unisoc T8200 chip. But specs aren't the point here. The WP63 is for the kind of person who wants one device that can survive abuse, go off-grid, light the dark, charge the rest of their gear, and still make calls at the end of it. The only thing it doesn't have is satellite connectivity, but honestly, at this point, that almost feels like restraint. So which one of these gets banned first? The brain-reading headset? The Cyber Dolphin hacker tool? The radar detector that hides from the tools meant to catch it? Or the phone that can literally start fires? And if you want to see why I sold my iPad Pro to buy more insane tech like this, watch this video right here. I'm Mac, the Tech Sleuth, and I'll see you in the future.